Hey guys and girls, Birchy here from the B.Invested headquarters, and today doing whiteboard sessions for you guys, and wanted to share with you just some thoughts and questions and comments that get asked in from the community on a regular basis. And one of the questions today is, how much do you need to get started in investing, right, in property? Good question, right? Let's jump on the board and see what numbers we can put in. These are real sort of numbers. I've had people come to me over the years in all different financial positions. I've had people come to me with 5 mil cash. I've had people come to me with $10,000 to get started on their journey, don't think they can do anything. I've had people come to us where they're bankrupt, they're divorced, they've got, bad credit scores, all different stuff. Everyone, I think 80% of people would think that they can't do anything, but in fact they can do stuff. So let's jump into it. How much do we need? Let's say, I always say to everyone 50K. 50K is just a nice, sweet spot, and it's a round number to work with, right? What's 50 grand get you? It gets you a 20% deposit on a $200,000 property, plus the legal fees, stamp duties, closing costs, and whatnot. So let's just draw these zeros correctly. So 50 grand, say. But you might be sitting here saying 50 grand is a lot of money. Nathan, I don't have that. Well, okay, let's say we've got 30K, right? What does that get you? Well, then that gets you a 20% deposit of, say, $130,000 property. 20% of 130,000 is $26,000. You'd have a loan of $104,000, and you'd have some money left over for stamp duties, legal fees, and whatnot. You could sit there and go, okay, that's cool, but I've heard about using a 10% deposit. I've heard about different things. So we could look at, okay, if we buy a $200,000 property and use a 10% deposit, we're going to need 20K to get into that deal, plus say $10,000 for stamp duty, etc. If you went into a property for $130,000 and needed a 10% deposit, what would it look like at that point? That would look like $13,000 plus say $7,000 to $8,000 extra, so would be at a figure of $20,000, right? So if you had 20 grand today, you could get started. If you had 50, it would be ideal. Depending on, I talk about 20% deposits a lot. I much prefer using 20% deposits. Probably a discussion for another video as to why and in depth on that. But the banks are more favourable for lending when you go with the 20% deposit, and it makes it much more easier to pull out the equity to redeploy those funds into another property. So in short, on that front, how much do you need to get started? Well, we can buy properties for $130,000. I just did one this week. 10% deposit, 7,000 closing costs, 20 grand. If you have 20 grand, you can get started. 50,000 ideally, 30,000 over here, 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, that's what we can help you with. If you have 100 grand, 200 grand, we could buy 2 properties at once, 3 properties, 4 properties at once. The world is your oyster. So naturally, the more cash you've got, or the more capital, the more equity that you've got to your disposal, the more hooks that you can throw into the ocean. If we're trying to aim for equity over here, and you've got one property, and that property pulls out 50K equity, happy days. But if you've got the opportunity to do number 2, number 3, number 4, that means that you've got more hooks to catch it, and you can get another 50K equity, 50K equity, 50K equity, and so forth. So yeah, looking at it from that perspective, if you have 20 grand or more, reach out to us. Let's see what we can do. Let's explore. 1300 367 925, admin@binvested.com.au. Click on the link somewhere in the description and we'll be able to hook up a discovery session with my team to get started today. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.